A very good Monday morning to everyone out there. Hope you all had a fantastic weekend. Landon here with you to bring you your latest weather and eye forecast, courtesy of On Target. Much needed rain chance is finally arriving, folks. It's arriving in the form of a cold front approaching here out of the north and west. We got the cold front approaching from this direction. We've got high pressure off of the east coast with clockwise flow. This is working in tandem to really bring an uptick of southwesterly flow across the region. You can already see the cloud deck here already stretching across the Wobbles community and a good portion of the Commonwealth. It's going to continue to be the name of the weather game, folks. And with that being said, as the cold front gets closer and closer, we're going to continue to see widespread rain showers. It's going to eventually spread across the region as we work throughout today, but more so as we work into the overnight and on into our Tuesday as well. Want to jump over here real quick. Want to switch over to the latest radar to give you a look. You can already take a gander and see that we actually have got some sporadic rain showers that's already developed right here across the region. We'll put this into motion for you, and you can see them moving in the northward direction here, and these are going to remain isolated to scattered throughout this morning, but they will be picking up an increase in coverage and intensity as we work throughout this week. All right, let's get a look across the region. Morgantown Skycam showcasing the cloud deck right there that you can see some of the lights there reflecting and refracting off the bottom of that cloud deck. Same can be said overlooking the D93 Skycam, overlooking Hospital Hill and the water tower. Already got thicker clouds that are already moving in and over in that direction, folks. That is signifying the uptick in moisture that we are seeing here across the entire region early on. All right, so let's jump over here. We've got temperatures that are warmer than what we have been experiencing here over the past few days. We've got readings in both the temperature and dew point department located between the mid and upper 60s. Now, with the cloud cover spreading over and rain chances joining the party as well, we're going to look at some of us that won't even be escaping the 70s for highs here as we work throughout this week. That is welcome news with a jolt of the cooler air following once this cold front works and ends up going south and east of the region, all right? So let's jump over here and let's talk about it. Let's give you the full breakdown of what we're looking at in regards to our rain and storm chances, all right? You can blatantly see where the cold front is located, right there to our north and west, right along where you see that reflectivity lighting up. Now, as we work throughout the day, you will note more moisture approaching here out of the south and west, out along and ahead of the cold front. High pressure is really going to help promote this as well. That's why we are anticipating better rain coverage as we steadily work out the day, but the heaviest rainfall will be falling late tonight and on into our Tuesday time frame as well. Here we are working into the overnight. Here we are working into our Tuesday morning, and that's how our setup is going to be, all right? Here we are taking a look at what it's going to appear and look like as we work into our Tuesday afternoon. Here we've got the cold front arriving. That's whenever the heaviest rainfall will be falling, right around Tuesday morning into the afternoon. And this area of high pressure, folks, parked right along the Canadian border, is going to promote a northerly wind component that is going to usher in that fall-like feel throughout our atmosphere, and we will welcome that with open arms, all right? Jumping over here and taking a look at the latest moisture and what's going to be arriving here. Look at all this deep moisture down here. We're looking at precipitable water values. If you were to take a column of air over top of your head and wring it out, this is how much rainfall would be on the ground. Already souping up early this morning while we're approaching 1.5 inches, but wait for it. Here we are working into the overnight, and then we work into our Tuesday. Look at that rich moisture arriving here right along and ahead of the cold front that is going to promote precipitable water values anywhere from 2 to 2.25 inches. Moisture is going to be abundant as this thing moves through. We're going to be lacking in the Cape department and the shear department. Cape really fuels the storm energy. Shear keeps storms organized. So we might catch a stray rumble of thunder or two, but it looks like just gusty rain showers is what we're going to be working with for the most part, all right? So let's give you the breakdown on what the short-term guidance is showcasing in terms of how this increase in coverage is going to behave and evolve across the region. Here we are working into this morning, the speckled rain showers that we were just showcasing. You can see that the short-term model guidance is picking up on those scattered specks of rain showers early this morning, but here we are working into mid-morning on into lunchtime, and right along and west of I-65 is where we're going to see the best coverage of rain showers as we work throughout today. You will note as we work into this afternoon and then we work into the overnight, rain showers overspread the remainder of the region. And here comes the heaviest rainfall as we work throughout our Tuesday morning and into our Tuesday afternoon once the cold front finally gets located right across the central Kentucky region. We're going to keep widespread moderate to heavy rain showers and a few rumbles of thunder around all the way through the pre-dawn hours of our Wednesday morning, but by sunrise, all the moisture should be mitigated south and east of the Wobbles community, with cloud cover steadily breaking up, opening up the door to more sunshine and cooler temperatures with that northerly wind component that will be taking over. Talking about the temperature forecast with the more clouds and rain chances, we're working through the short-term guidance here, folks, and this afternoon it's not showcasing us getting out of the mid-70s, all right? We work into our Tuesday. It's a very similar scenario. You look at Tuesday afternoon, it's got us locked in between the low and mid-70s yet again. Overnight lows potentially falling down into the 40s at times as we work throughout this week. As we work into the Thursday time frame, there might even be a few of us, folks, that won't be escaping the 60s for high temperatures. I may or may not have my hoodies laid out in preparation for this, all right? Not just the hoodies, but everyone's got to go acquire their ingredients for their favorite chili recipes too, because folks, the season is finally here, all right? Taking a look over here and giving a gander at the latest thunderstorm outlook, just a generalized thunderstorm risk that is in store for today and tomorrow, folks. Want to address something really quickly. We've received a few messages from a few floating social mediaologist pages that was showcasing and calling for severe weather coming along with this. We have very, very low confidence that that will be a scenario that will be unfolding. We simply don't have the ingredients there, but the rainfall will become moderate to heavy at times as it moves through here. Can't rule out a few stray rumbles of thunder, but we are not anticipating severe weather. Total rainfall amounts. What a sweet view this is. We've got anywhere from 1 upwards to 3 inches of total rainfall that can be falling here over the next 48 to 72 hours, depending upon exactly where you're located. And folks, with our drought monitor continuing to include the bulk of the Commonwealth, we can use all the rain that we can get. Those of you down south for a fall break, we're keeping eyes on a tropical wave that is way off of the mainland of the continental U.S. That is good news down in that direction, so we'll be continuing to keep an eye on it, but I think here over the course of the next week, at least for any major tropical storms or systems developing, I don't think that that's going to be the case that will be impacting anyone across the East Coast or the Gulf Coast for that matter. Here's a full breakdown of your next 6-day weather forecast. Highs this afternoon right around the mid and upper 70s for most. Going to have scattered showers to deal with as well, maybe a stray rumble of thunder. Tuesday, widespread showers and storms accompany that passing cold front, and then the jolt of fall-like weather arrives. Wednesday into Thursday and Friday, as well as throughout the weekend. Low to mid-70s for most. Folks, we might have a day or two there where some of us might not even get out of the 60s. Got the opportunity there Wednesday night to Thursday night to seeing lows dipping down into the 40s at times as well. Something else to take note of. Friends, it's going to wrap up your Monday morning weather and eye forecast brought to you by our friends at On Target. You all take care of yourselves and each other. The rain jacket and the umbrella in the car just in case.